This video would be helpful to anyone who is trying to motorize their paddleboard or kayak. With this setup, you can control the paddleboard using this remote. You can go forward, reverse, and turn. The concept is very simple. You have two underwater thrusters which can turn in any direction. So if you control them with a differential remote, it can enable you to go forward, reverse, or turn. The motors I'm using, these are brushless motors rated for 24 volts, and they come with props and a cable attached to them, and also the mounts. These are mounted to the fins using some screws, and this is very sturdy. This has bumped into many rocks and still it is holding up well. The motors originally came with this aluminum prop. These have enough power and I could get around 7 kilometers per hour of speed using these. The only issue I had was that if there was lots of wind, then the paddleboard would have difficult time in making turns. So I replaced them with the bigger props. These consume twice the amount of power and are 50% as efficient as the aluminum prop, but the turning is much easier with these. The battery is 5S8P, made using LG cells which are rated for 3500 mAh, and the BMS is rated for 100 amperes. The fan is just because this side of the battery is very close to the ESC in that box, so only the few cells here would overheat. So to distribute the heat evenly, I am using this fan. So this is the ESC that I am using. It is actually a drone ESC, but it works very well for this application. It has BL Heli firmware and it is configured to run in a bidirectional mode. It's very compact, and since it is 2-in-1, I can just use one ESC to control both the motors. And the good thing about this ESC is that it is mounted on these metal standoffs and the power is supplied through those standoffs. So if I need to replace the ESC, I just have to unscrew and put in a new ESC, and I don't have to solder anything. The base plate also has a voltage converter which supplies the power to the receiver. There is also a battery level indicator and a temperature sensor. This is Hot RC DS600. It has lots of features, but the most important is the cruise control, which I use all the time. Unfortunately, this is not waterproof. I couldn't find any waterproof remote control which has cruise control and a joystick to control differential motors. So this whole setup, it fits into the same bag that came with the paddleboard, so you can take it anywhere. So I'll put everything together and we'll see how it goes. So this is how everything fits together. This is a waterproof junction box which keeps the battery and all the electronics. I can see the temperature from here and the battery level. And these are waterproof connectors that send power to the motors. And these are the motors. We can test the motor to see if they are running in the right direction.